We got some stuff to talk about. Mitt Romney, show us your tax returns. Show us the returns. Show us your 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 returns. And take responsibility for your actions. You went 5 miles up the road to another Walmart. So we're here to welcome you back. Tell you to come out here and talk to the voters. Why did you avoid the voters, Mitt Romney? Also, I want to give a special shout out to people from Occupy Pittsburgh. I don't know many of you, but it was a long ride out last night. And I'm really happy that you're all here. I'm going to give the microphone back to Calvin from One Pittsburgh. So it seems our friends over at Pittsburgh join us today. We'll give a shout out.
And we've got a nice place in the Caymans, places like that. You've got some tax returns we'd like to see. That's all we want. Disclosure, truth. Let's have it. Everybody have a good day.
And we know Mitt is not a friend of women. So we are here to ask Mitt Romney to come out because we have questions to ask him. We would like to ask him, what is his plan for America? He wants to be our president. He wants to talk so bad about President Obama and the job that we're doing, that he is doing. So we want answers from him. We want to know, what is your plan for creating jobs? We don't want you just to bash President Obama because of the color of his skin. We are here to demand that people are treated from the context of their character, not the color of their skin. And President Obama's ability to lead depends on bipartisan participation. Being wealthy and rich, of course we know Mitt Romney knows nothing about bipartisanism or participation, because all they do is buy what they want. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some things to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some things to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some things to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some things to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some things to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some stuff to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some stuff to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some stuff to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some stuff to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some stuff to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some stuff to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some stuff to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some stuff to talk about. Hey Mitt, come out. We got some stuff to talk about. They can be considered a misrepresentation of the investor. What's wrong with coming high? This revelation raises serious questions about why Romney misled voters about when he left the corporate buyout firm. Does he refuse to release his tax?
What's your name?
Zach Smith.
And why are you here today?
We're here basically just to support the coal industry, coal and natural gas industry, which are prevalent in Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. And we had heard a couple organizations were coming down here to protest Governor Romney coming into town. And we're not necessarily against them, but we're just here, we have our issue and we just want to show support to the coal industry and natural gas industry, because a lot of us, our families and people around Pittsburgh do really depend on it. So that's why we're here.
So what's your main issue? I see the sign says "Stop the War on Coal" by Obama.
Basically, with Obama and the EPA, the administration, they're putting forth a lot of regulations that are putting a damper on the coal industry. The signs, yeah, they are a bit strong. I think a man down in West Virginia created, or an organization down in West Virginia created them, and it's such a big thing in West Virginia. Such a big industry, and so that's why he made them, and they just kind of got relayed up to us. So that's why we're here and holding them.
So do you think there's an issue because this is an all-white group that you're with. I mean, people are going to say that it's just a race thing. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I don't want to elaborate on that. I mean, it's not a race thing at all. I mean, we are really just here because we had heard about it, and you know, we had a couple contacts and groups of friends, and that's why we're here. I mean, not anything racial or anything like that.
So why call for to fire Obama for the coal industry?
Well, just like I said before about Obama's policies, more than anything. Not necessarily fire him, but you know, we don't support him.
Right, fire Obama. So what's some of the policies that you're talking about? Policies.
Yeah, regulation. Yeah. Basically, those policies are just going to hurt the coal industry and probably shut down a lot of coal-fired power plants here in the next few years if they go through.
So how many jobs would that be a loss of?
Oh, geez, I don't know.
Are we talking in the hundreds and the thousands?
Probably hundreds. I mean, one coal-fired power plant could have hundreds to maybe 1,000 employees, let alone all of the. Can you hear them? Let alone all of the secondary and trickle-down jobs that you know, come from the coal industry. So, you know, if a power plant is shut down, then that means that a coal mine, chances are a coal mine could get shut down because they don't have that supply. So
what about the new energy that Obama's trying to in place? New energy policies and stuff like that.
Alternative energy
yes,
stuff. I mean, I think that's it's a step in the right direction, I guess. I mean, eventually those policies will probably come into play. But for right now, you know, especially right where we are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, we have coal, we have natural gas. You know, it's really it'll reduce our dependence on foreign oil, and so, you know, that's why I think that right now we have it, it's easy access, it's cheap, it's affordable, reliable.
So since you heard about today's protest and you just come out to protest to stop the war on the coal industry, what's the conflict between you and the protesters against Mitt Romney?
Nothing. We're not here against them. We're here for our own issue, and that's really it.
Do you think that Mitt Romney is going to stop the war on the coal industry?
Yes.
Or do you think it will be worse?
I think he'll stop it. I think his policies will definitely turn it around. So that's all I got to say. Sorry.
All right, thanks.
We would like to, yes sir, we would just like to leave these shoes to Mr. Romney for it. Yeah.
That's nothing to do with it.
It's a gift.
It shows how much I've worked, how hard to the club right now. You're doing that. If you want me to call the police on it, I will. Can you give
Leave them on the steps. Yeah, then we'll just leave them on the steps. Leave them on the steps.
Sir, pick the steps up. You decided for littering.
Hey, Mitt, come out. We got something to talk about. Hey, Mitt, come out. We got something to talk about. Hey, Mitt, come out.
Down there, you can be down there if you can't block the entrance.
Come out. We got something to talk about. Hey, Mitt, come out. We got something to talk about. Hey, Mitt, come out. We got something to talk about. Hey, Mitt, come out. We got something to talk about. Hey, Mitt, come out.
Gotta move. You better do.
Hey, Mitt, come out. We got something to talk about. Hey, Mitt, come out. We got something to talk about. Hey, Mitt, come out. Something to talk about. Hey, Mitt, come out. We got something to talk about.
Having a real conversation with the people of Pittsburgh and the people of Pennsylvania. How do people feel about that?
Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Rebecca Kavanaugh.
And who are you with?
Planned Parenthood of Western Pennsylvania.
And why are you here today?
Well, we're here today because Mitt Romney, throughout his campaign, has made statements that are incredibly dangerous for women. Most recently, he said that he would, as one of his first acts as president, he would close Planned Parenthood stores. You know, here in Western Pennsylvania, we serve over 28,000 women, just in Western Pennsylvania alone. That would be 28,000 women who didn't have a place to go for their pap smear, their breast cancer screening, their STD testing and treatment. And I'd like to ask him, you know, where does he think those women are going to go for services?
So do you feel that electing Obama for 2012 would be better for women?
Obama has consistently been a champion for women's health, from standing up to the Catholic Church about birth control, to vetoing parts of budgets that, you know, have restrictions on what money can go to Planned Parenthood. He's been a consistent champion for us.
So how do you feel about the guys up the street calling for to end the war on coal and to fire Obama?
Well, I'm not qualified to talk about coal, to be honest, and I don't want to make any statements that, you know, I'm not qualified to talk about. But I can talk to you from a personal perspective. I mean, the propaganda on coal in Western Pennsylvania and West Virginia is pretty unbelievable, and you know, I think looking forward to our energy solutions is the right way to go. So, you know, everybody has the right to protest, and I support them for that. But at the same time, you know, I think looking forward instead of trying to stay where we are is probably the healthy way for us to go.
Besides women's policies and stuff, what are some of the issues? Like, can you describe some of the issues that Mitt Romney has against women?
You know, he's consistently flip-flopped, which is, you know, it sounds like such an oxymoron that he's consistently flip-flopped, but he has. When he was governor of Massachusetts, he was pro-choice, and then once he was on the national arena as a Republican, he had to be anti-choice. He was for emergency contraception, now he's against emergency contraception. I think he's too dangerous for us to risk voting for if we're caring about women's issues.
What would you like to see happen from this protest here today?
I'd like for him to answer some of our questions. What does he think is going to happen to all those women who lose care if he closes Planned Parenthood stores? Or if he stops, you know, if he continues to not support access to birth control, what's going to happen? 99% of American women use birth control in their lifetime. What's going to happen when they can't get access to that care?
So you said at a southern Western Pennsylvania level, you hit 28,000 women.
Last year, yeah.
So what is it at a national level? Do you know?
I mean, I think, you know, honestly, I mean, it's well over 1 million people a year that we serve. 1 in 5 women will seek services with Planned Parenthood in their lifetime. So that, I mean, that's a pretty big number.
Yeah. And that's national.
That's national, yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to say to Mitt Romney or Obama right now?
I mean, the things I would say would be different for both people. So, you know, for President Obama, I'd say thank you so much for standing up for us, and I hope that continues on that path. And for Mitt Romney, I'd say get your story straight, and women are watching you, and we're going to vote. So.
It's been down 50%, 32 in the past 4 years.
Not in the state.
In the nation.
In the nation, but I think coal's pretty safe here. So I was just really like, what's the war on coal? I missed it. I know there's a war on drugs that's not working. There's a war on poverty that's been lost. There's no war on corporate greed. There's a war on the 99%. There's no war on frackers. There's no war on these bankers that have robbed people in their homes. All over the country. I'm just
What's your name?
Calvin Skinner.
And what are you doing here today?
I'm here because Mitt Romney is inside this building. The Historic Duquesne Club has historically denied women and African Americans entrance out of $50,000 a plate fundraiser. That's $50,000. It costs you made minimum wage. You have to work 3 years and 3 months to be able to afford to walk in there, not paying any bills, not taking care of anything that supports a working Pittsburgh family. And Mitt Romney, presumptive Republican nominee, presidential candidate, he hasn't released a plan to put Americans back to work. He hasn't said whether he supports or doesn't support outsourcing American jobs and sending our jobs to China and India when people need to work here and need to be paid a fair wage that allows them to take care of their families. He hasn't said if he would support raising the minimum wage, even though there's 3 bills right now in Congress, all attempting to raise the minimum wage and index it to inflation. If the federal minimum wage was raised, people would make about $10.55 an hour. You know, and that still wouldn't allow them to be able to afford the $50,000 employee. But we want Mitt Romney to have a conversation with the working people of Pittsburgh, of Pennsylvania, and the country about the issues of his potential presidency. You know, where does he stand on these issues? His record shows that he stands on the side of outsourcers and job destroyers and not job creators, and yet he says that his record is that of a job creator. But I know hundreds of people all across this country whose jobs have been outsourced and sent to China, good manufacturing jobs, and the only thing that Bain Capital has where they keep the jobs here in this country are jobs at Dunkin' Donuts, Burlington Coat Factory, Gymboree, minimum wage jobs that do not allow adults to take care of their children and their families.
So how do you feel about Mitt Romney coming into Pittsburgh for a fundraiser and not to talk to the public?
I feel that this is his plan. His plan is to avoid having this conversation and to raise as much money from like-minded people who don't care about what our families and our children are going through, who aren't concerned that Pittsburghers need money for public transit, who aren't concerned that our children need quality schools, who aren't concerned that people need jobs that pay a living and sustainable wage.
So what do you hope that comes out of this protest here today?
I hope that, you know, we win the battle of the message, that we keep people alert and thinking about these issues, because this candidate is not. He wants people to be asleep at the wheel and not paying attention to what's going on in this country.
So how do you feel about Mitt talking to the public in Westmoreland County and not coming in Allegheny County and talking to the people?
Well, 25 miles south of where Mitt went to visit those workers today, 25 miles south, is a real statement to the work that Mitt Romney's done as a private equity job destroyer. There was an AMPAD factory, 890 people lost their jobs because of Mitt Romney's work. He left the other small businesses in the area saddled with $20,000 worth of debt. Each company. You know, we're talking about the general store and companies that supply uniforms. Bain Capital saddled AMPAD with a huge amount of debt. Mitt Romney and Bain Capital put $120 million in their pockets, and they bankrupted the company.
So what do you want the Duquesne Club to do now?
Nothing. The Duquesne Club's going to do exactly what they're going to do. And each time they have somebody that steps on the necks of working people in this city, we're going to be outside their doors letting them know that the people of Pittsburgh care and are here.
Is there anything that you'd like to say to Mitt Romney right now?
Mitt, have to talk with the people, not with 1%.